Hello, my name is Daniel Pryor. I'm an Associate Professor at the University of New South Wales Canberra campus.
Yeah, I'm Gigi Chengzhe, a PhD student in UNSW Canberra, and I'm conducting my research in how environmental information is shared between the supply chain partners.
So what we're trying to do with this study is to understand how Australian businesses, Australian SMEs and Australian mid-sized organisations and even large organisations can share the right sorts of information in an effective way, but also in an efficient way, thereby reducing the overall cost and the burden associated with sustainability reporting, but also still getting towards the overall goal or objective of achieving those sustainability outcomes. From what we understand, from what SMEs have told us, as well as other businesses, where the common threads are that this is quite challenging. This is a problematic thing that they must then deal with. So we're trying to help SMEs and other businesses deal with this challenge.
And this is also for the traditional manufacturing and SMEs that are facing the requirement from their large buyers. But this is the typical framework designed for those standardized environmental information metrics. But for those service-based SMEs, they often face the different challenges when reporting, like the scope 3, because related to their daily work. It's about even the daily usage of the air conditions, such like this emission in their workplace, in their buildings. So there are different types of information they need to deal with. This is totally different from the manufacturing SMEs. We are looking to speak with people in procurement, supply chains, operations, and productions who are involved in sustainability and people responsible for the information gathering, information storage, information sharing, anything regarded with the sustainability. We are most interested in speaking with people from the industry like mining, oil and gas, manufacturing, transportation, well sales, and distributions, as well as the service-based industries.
We'll be looking to reach out to people through the gateway platform that ICN has, as well as through more direct contacts as well. So, of course, we'd very much welcome people reaching out to us, but obviously we'll try and do the same. Those details that you'll hopefully see very shortly are going to be there available for you. We very much welcome your involvement.
Yeah, it involves a simple, confidential 40 to 60 minutes interviews and
yes, that's right.
Yeah.
If you want to be involved, so what we're asking from you is to basically be part of a series of interviews. We're looking at between 40 and 60 minutes in terms of duration of those interviews. And we're looking at conducting these primarily in the second half of 2026. If you're happy to have your supply chain partner be part of this as well, I mean, that would be ideal because then we could triangulate the evidence between both sources. But also, if you want to be involved as an individual, we very much welcome your involvement in that way as well. One of the key ones, and particularly for this study, is how people actually do things on the ground. So the micro level practices that we see. So this gets us to that point of nuance. You know, if we understand the specific things that an SME actually does or doesn't do, and the key challenges and barriers that exist around that, but also the enablers, this then gets us to a point where we can have quite a nuanced understanding of the specific challenges facing SMEs, but also other kinds of businesses around Australia in their meeting their sustainability requirements.
Now we find that lots of the research are focusing on the business performance part and also about the social well-being part.
So when it comes down to standardised reporting, that's obviously quite a challenge because each business is different. and the people in those businesses are different. So that means if there's a standardized approach, it's not necessarily going to capture all the nuance that sits behind it. Equally, though, a standardized approach is more likely to create an efficient process. So striking that balance is quite challenging. So what we're trying to do is uncover where it is possible to get that standardization, but also where there needs to be nuance factored in to the information gathering and sharing approach.
And also for the large buyers, they need to balance their sustainability strategy with the business strategy, because if they report the data related to their suppliers, it might reveal some business strategy.
So larger buyers, particularly those organisations that currently have quite a few obligations under the various regulations that are in place around sustainability reporting, will probably have quite a unique set of insights when it comes to how they prefer to receive information, how they prefer to use information, and how that then interacts with their internal processes. So if you're a large organisation who's looking to work with their supply network to build a good base of information around that sustainability piece, we're hoping to engage with you as well as your supply network, because this will help us understand how those processes work more precisely and in a much more nuanced way. But also the key thing here is to try and build that alignment between the supply network and also those large buyers. So with large buyer inputs or large buyer collaboration in this particular study, we're looking for that seamlessness, that sort of efficiency and that effectiveness when it comes to sustainability information sharing.
Cool. Yeah, and also for the large buyers, they may face the challenge in verifying the information they collected from their suppliers and sub-suppliers, and also the way to manage the different types of information, then to transform them into a standardized to a standardized format. Then they need to report it to the different stakeholders, and also they will be overloaded with the different with the information they received, because lots of their sub suppliers will report the different kinds of data to them, and they need to synthesize all the data in a standardized way.